Welcome to Region Weather Live, your online YouTube source for weather across the Dakotas and Minnesota. I'm meteorologist Brad Werner, and we're looking at another decent day, at least, in store for Wednesday. We're going to start off with maybe some mid and high level clouds kind of scattered throughout the region for Wednesday, but generally overall we're looking at a pretty decent day. Maybe some higher clouds coming into the far west later in the day. Now, high temperatures for your Wednesday is going to be looking at the mid 30s in the northwestern parts of North Dakota and mid to upper 40s across the rest of North Dakota and across much of Minnesota as well. We get to the 50s down in the southern parts of Minnesota and 70s for southern portions of South Dakota. That'll be their second day in a row where they're going to be seeing 70 degrees. Now, that nice weather for the day is going to be a blessing for those in northwestern parts of North Dakota as they're still dealing with some power outages due to that storm last week, and areas in Williams County at 30% power loss throughout the county. Divide is still looking at about 60% of the county with power loss. A lot of power lines down, just completely the poles snapped or just completely tipped over. So there's a lot of work to do. So they're going to be thankful. I'm sure they're grateful for another great day to get out there and get some work done. So, of course, we're looking at a dry Wednesday, but late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, we may see a little light rain develop along the North and South Dakota border and move to the north and east and out ahead of an upper level disturbance. And it does pick up a little steam once it gets into Minnesota late in the day, Thursday morning, or late Thursday morning and into the afternoon hours. And I do think most of this is going to fall as rain. I think possibly once you get that system pushes further east late Thursday evening, that some of that could turn over to a little bit of snow or freezing rain, particularly once you get off into the Arrowhead region up in through here. Maybe they could pick up a little bit of snow or even some freezing rain, but it does move quickly to the east, and I don't think it'll impact too many areas at all. Now, here, as we take a look at the wide view, here's our system off the coast here, about 1,000 miles off the coast still, and that is moving into our region by Friday. Here we are Friday evening. Here's that upper level low, and what we're looking at is the rotation in the atmosphere. And anytime you have rotation in the atmosphere, you have lift. And it looks, as you take a look at this, it's almost like a hurricane, and you see these bands kind of spiraling out from the center of the low. And that's essentially what's going to happen here as we put this in motion. You're going to see these bands kind of develop close to the low and spiral outwards. And that's going to be causing heavier areas of rain, maybe a few claps of thunder along the way as well as we go through mainly Friday night into the day on Saturday, or in through the day on Saturday. Here we are Friday morning, and we see some of that rain develop across the Dakotas mainly, maybe a little bit in Minnesota, but it's not really until you get late in the day, Friday into Friday evening, when the rain really begins to pick up. And you do notice at this point here what I was talking about, where you have these bands of heavier precip sort of spiraling out, and kind of keep an eye on that as we go through here. And I continue to put this in motion. So basically what we're going to be looking at is you might be seeing a little bit of drizzle or some light rain, and then a period of some heavier rain, maybe a clap of thunder, and then it's going to go back to some drizzle again, and then eventually the next band goes through and you might see a little bit heavier rain once again. Now, also notice the snow out here kind of develops in the western parts of the state and pushes eastward throughout the day on Saturday. Here we are Saturday evening right around 7 p.m. and it's kind of located around the Devil's Lake Basin and then down through Bismarck, Jamestown, Pierre, and south of there. And once we get to later into the night, Saturday night into early Saturday or Sunday morning, pretty much all we're left with is some rain showers across Minnesota and maybe into eastern parts of the Dakotas. possibly a little snow left over in through the Devil's Lake Basin and down through the James River Valley, but I think most of the precip is going to be left in through Minnesota. And of course, once we get into Sunday evening, that system pretty much runs out of steam and the precip runs on out of there. Now, how much snow are we expecting? Well, it just depends on the models. Right now, you can see they're sort of still all over the place right now, but I think generally we're going to be looking at kind of a 1 to 3 inch mark, and it's going to be that wet snow. So you might see some falling early and it won't really accumulate. About the only area to watch is probably going to be down here along the Black Hills, where they could pick up 6 inches of snow, possibly greater. Some of these are really painting a big bullseye on there, but looking like at least, in that 6 to 9 inch mark, at least for those of you down in the Black Hills. How much liquid precip are we looking at? Again, kind of varies a little bit right now. For most areas, though, it looks like they're going to pick up an inch of rain. The only exception might be those of you in the north and northeastern parts of Minnesota, where probably closer to a ½ inch, maybe less. But generally, it looks like most other areas are going to pick up another inch of liquid precipitation of some form. And, you do see some reds on there. And what that kind of indicates is that it just depends on where these heavier bands of rain or maybe even some thunder shows up, that you could pick up pick up to 2 inches of rain, possibly an isolated 3 here and there. But where exactly that's going to occur is really hard to pin down right now. So that's why we're just kind of going with a general, 1 inch, maybe 2 type of deal. Now, those of you in the southern parts of South Dakota, I know you're still a little bit dry down there, so you could definitely use it. And it looks like you're finally going to get a bit of a reprieve as some rain's going to be falling for you. But those of you along the Red River Valley, you're still kind of dealing with some flooding there. So not the greatest news, obviously, for you guys dealing with the flooding. And then, of course, those out in the western parts of the Dakotas still reeling from that last storm as well. Now, beyond that, there is some hope late next week. So we're talking next Friday, Saturday. Some of the models are beginning to indicate the possibility of a little bit warmer weather. So we'll continue to keep our eye on that and keep our fingers crossed. But, it does look like a bit of an active pattern still up until then, where we might see another shot of rain or two and just general cooler weather. So hopefully some relief along the horizon, but it's definitely something to watch out for. Well, there you have it. Another nice day in store, at least decent anyway, for your Wednesday. And then things start to turn a little bit late Thursday, more so later Friday, where the rain really begins to pick up and in through the day on Saturday. And of course, a little cooler on Sunday as we get on the backside of that low, and maybe some gustier northwesterly winds and a bit of a cooler day. So another weekend we got to get through, but hopefully some relief late in the week next week. As always, please go ahead and subscribe. Please share this page. Let people know about it. Please let me know what you like or what you dislike. And also, please let me know where you are watching from. That also helps me kind of figure out where I should really focus in on once I know where people are watching. So that would be greatly appreciated. For Region Weather Live, I am meteorologist Brad Warner. Have a good one.